$4,800 means raise in benefits for Social Security recipients, but things have changed rapidly for these recipients. A proposal to partially save Social Security is finally here, and this means some shocking changes in benefits for millions of Americans.
Through the entire horizon
Yes.
that the Social Security actuary looks, it's solvent and probably beyond.
75 years is a long time.
It's a long time.
The last time this Congress, well, not this Congress, the last time our Congress wrestled with this, the depletion event was only about 2 months off of the horizon.
Yes, you heard it right. It's been 75 years the Social Security hasn't been changed, and the reason is simple, that they're not implementing the things they need to implement on Social Security. Why? Because remember that there are 70 million Social Security recipients and they're struggling right now. But you know what just happened? Look at this. Republicans claims Dems need to back Social Security and Medicare cuts. This is not a news. This is something shocking for millions and close to 70 million Social Security recipients. But the biggest question is that, is it even true? And is it going to happen? And this statement or whatever the news that we have just read is really from the Republicans. Well, let's go into the details, but first you need to see this, as this is very important. Currently, working taxpayers accrues no additional Social Security benefits after the age of 70. Prior to age 70, those benefits increases at a rate of about 8% per annum from the first eligibility to receive Social Security at age 62 until age 70. We have an unusually low unemployment rate, and we have had an unusually high numbers who could work but are not looking, especially starting during the pandemic years. Now you need to understand this, that millions of people, and we are talking about seniors, yes, millions of seniors were affected by pandemic. Thousands lost their life. As you already know that COVID was deadly for seniors, and we all understood. Remember the stimulus check that came during the pandemic season? Well, Social Security recipients were the last one to receive those checks because the IRS and Social Security Administration couldn't come along on same page, and they were not able to work in an efficient manner because they needed to do that. Well, seniors suffered and they received their stimulus check after months and sometime after a year or 2 years. Well, now you need to see this, and this is very important. Richard McCormick told Fox Business that Republicans will desperately need help from Democrats if they intend to cut Social Security and Medicare, both of which program Democrats have historically supported. And you need to understand that. At one side, Democrats say that they are going to protect Social Security, while at the other hand, Republicans say that they are going to protect Social Security. But the biggest question is that who's right? And that's what we need to understand. Whenever the election is near, these parties talk about Social Security a lot. And you know the reason? Social Security recipients are close to 70 million, and their vote is always a decisive vote in any election. So they talk about Social Security, but they do nothing. And now finally we have seen someone who said something about Social Security. Let's see if he's gonna keep his promise. And we are talking about the current president-elect Donald J. Trump. He said that when he'll come into the power, he will eliminate all the taxes. But the great thing is that Bernie Sanders, who is a Democrat, he said that he's ready to work with Donald J. Trump. So what it means? Bernie Sanders had a $2,400 increase, yearly increase in Social Security proposal. Then Donald J. Trump is saying, who's from the Republican Party, that he's going to eliminate taxes. Just think for a second. If they both come together, these titans can change Social Security, and it means a great thing for millions of these recipients. You're going to receive $200 increase every single month in your benefits. At the same time, you're going to see no taxes, means more money for you. And this is indeed a dream come true. But let's see what's going to happen in future, and I'll keep you updated. But what about the details of this? President-elect Donald J. Trump has said that he intends to extend and possibly expand his tax cuts to the wealthy and corporations. The cost of the cuts has been in the trillions, and expanding them would cost the country a little under $5 trillion, experts have calculated. And with expensive programs being pursued, such as Trump's promised mass deportation, more money will be needed to found from somewhere. And that's where this biggest question arises, that if Trump is going to do all of this, is he really going to take money out from social security funds? Well, social security benefits are already on the verge of depletion. So is he really going to do that? Well, the simple answer is, and if you ask any wise person, that no, he can't do that, because social security is a lifeline for across 70 million Americans, and if he does that, it would create a huge chaos in US, and he doesn't want it. Well, he became president with this one statement that he's going to change the country. So let's see what he's gonna do. But I would like to ask you first, that what do you think? Do you think that he's going to change everything for social security recipients? Is he really going to fulfill his promise of removing taxes from social security, means there'll be no taxes on your benefits? And at the same time, will he work with Bernie Sanders and increase your benefits by $200, fixed $200 every single month? That translates to $2,400 every single year. So let's watch this very important and the rest of the video where Senator Whitehouse is talking to Martin O'Malley, Social Security Administration's commissioner, and he came to a conclusion that Social Security has not been changed in 75 years, and now it's the time to do something. Let's watch it, then I'll come back with some more details that will certainly shock you.
So hopefully we won't wait that long. It can be fixed. I learned something every day up there. But one of the things I learned, I asked Steve Goss, why is it? What did we get wrong when we said it was going to be 75 years solvent in 1982, but now we've moved that depletion event up to 2034? He said we got two things wrong. We failed to account for the depth and the breadth of the recession and what that would do. He said, but the bigger problem was the tax reforms that followed the 1982 solvency fix that shoved so much earned income out of the bracket to which FICA applied, that instead of it capturing 90% of earned dollars, it only ended up capturing 82, as we chose to concentrate at the very top earners, the income growth for the next 40 years.
Yeah, there are two problems. One is the cap, and the other is the ability of very highly paid individuals to divert their pay through an LLC or shell corporation so that it doesn't come in as taxable wages. And we're going to try to solve both of those ways around fair taxation, and do so in a way that takes this worry, is Social Security going to be there? Is Medicare going to be there for me? Off the list of things Americans have to worry about.
Yes, you have heard it. Well, remember that while this debate is very important, but at the same time, there's one thing that people are neglecting, and these leaders are neglecting: the situation of Social Security recipients. Around 5 million Social Security recipients are living under poverty, and who cares about them? It seems like no one. As when we go into the details, look at this. One of Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy's top jobs in the new Department of Government Efficiency is to reduce spending, and we are talking about DOGE. However, big cuts will conflict with Trump's big ticket items, and that's what I've been talking about, that no, he cannot do that. If he does come up with a plan that has the cuts in Social Security benefit, it would be a huge problem for him, because remember, 70 million Social Security recipients? Well, the US Treasury Department calculated that the country spent $6.515 trillion in fiscal year 2022. So Trump's tax cuts and his mass deportation plan will result in adding almost as much as the entire government functioning for a year. Yes, we are talking about it. He will do it, but let's see how it's gonna do it. But one thing is for sure, that he's not going to cut Social Security benefits, and he's not going to take funds from Social Security benefits because it's already on the verge of depletion. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this whole situation? Do you really think that Trump is going to cut the benefits? Do you really think that Trump is going to take the money from Social Security funds and move it and shift it towards other things such as mass deportation and other promises that he made? Let me know in the comments below. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked the video yet, please do it. I will see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.